hiring managers, how can you save time with effective interview questions by asking early on what you really need to know for that first step and then that second step in the interview process. And this way, the interview process can be just that, a process that builds where you're only investing more time when it makes sense. This is one reason where I often will open the call. Of course, how are you doing? But what are you up to today? And this way, because I want to learn what the candidate is doing in that moment. This is going to clue me in a lot to their work ethic. So for example, one candidate I spoke with earlier this week shared with me at, I think, 12 o'clock or 1 or 2, something like that. He was heading home early for the day and he was going to watch the Olympics. And I thought, okay, so I'm going to have to dig deeper here. And then throughout the conversation, he sounded pretty distracted. And I asked him, I said, I have to be honest, you actually sound a little bit distracted. Are you watching the Olympics while we're talking? I still said it in a very friendly way, but I was honest with him. So, he did sound we had a couple flags here. So red flag number 1, he headed home early for the day. He's in outside sales. So is this your typical day where you're just ending your day early? And then he shared with me his plans for the afternoon were to watch television, right? And then during our conversation, he was using a lot of words that didn't mean anything. So a lot of filler words like ums and uhs and you know what I mean and things like this. A lot of words that don't say very much. And that lets me know he doesn't really have a lot to say about, what he's interested in or why he might be interested in this opportunity and or about, his current role and responsibilities. So these are potential red flags. So then I was finally direct, but in a very pleasant way. I don't feel like he felt like I was rude or off-putting during the conversation, but my time is valuable to me and I appreciate his time too. And so if I'm not going to move him forward, let's find out quickly and end the conversation in a pleasant way. So yeah, then I said, I have to be honest with you. I feel like you sound a bit distracted. And I'm curious, are you watching the Olympics while we're talking? And he said, oh, no. I forget what else he said. Oh, but then I wasn't satisfied with the answer still. So this was now a couple questions and where some red flags came up just within 5 minutes of the conversation. So I allot 30 minutes for an initial interview, depending on the role. If it's a leadership or more involved role where there's a lot more details that I need to gather and share with the candidate, it could be 45 minutes, it could be an hour. So this was a 30-minute conversation that I slated, but that doesn't mean that I have to use the whole 30 minutes or that I have to give the candidate the whole 30 minutes. And how is this helping him if I already know that it's not going to be a fit? So 10 minutes into the conversation, after he shared about the TV and then sounded distracted and the coming home early, I said, actually, I don't feel confident that this is going to be a good fit here. This is a role where you're going to be working 10-hour work days. You're going to be in the field. You're not going to be coming home early to watch TV. So it just doesn't really sound like we have a fit here. And, I said it exactly in that way. I wasn't annoyed at the candidate. I don't think that he's, not a good person. I just know this company and this role and that this opportunity is not going to be a fit. And so I'm actually doing him a favor as well by telling him the truth and giving him his time back. And so maybe he'll be able to take that feedback and apply it and do better in the interviews moving forward. Maybe he'll give some thought to, well, why is my work ethic what it is right now? Why am I maybe not really interested in the field that I'm in? I don't know. That would be another topic for another day, but your time is valuable, so you don't have to give your full hour, your full 30 minutes as a leader because your team needs you too, and you have other responsibilities. So a lot of times hiring managers are so nice. I hear this a lot that they will give their full time or for an interview to complete the interview rather after they learn that the candidate is not a fit. And I've even had hiring managers share with me, well, I think I found my candidate, I'm ready to extend an offer, provided that this final interview goes well. But if you want me to, I'll still interview the other candidate that you sent me, which is really nice. But no, I tell them absolutely not. I'll take care of this candidate. We have a good backup candidate here. Maybe I'll have an opportunity or you'll have an opportunity for them down the line. But your time is valuable, all right? So only take the interviews when you need to take the interview. If you're not sure about how you're feeling about your candidate pool, if you have some hesitation with the candidate, check in with your recruiter, lean on them, reach back out to them. But remember, your time is valuable and you will save the candidate time too by being genuine.